Several gameplay and game-related news about Assassin's Creed Mirage have emerged since the release of the recent gameplay trailer, and in this video we're going to touch upon all of them, including new information on some of the known editions of the game and the newly announced launch edition, some more gameplay-related news we hadn't discussed yet, including the appearance of a wanted poster in the trailer, and finally, some new sort of official information about the game's map beyond Baghdad, including 2 new locations that will appear in the game. As usual, we have a lot to cover, so let's dive into the recent Assassin's Creed Mirage news. And let's start with some general news surrounding the game and the platforms it will be available on. Assassin's Creed Mirage will be released on October the 12th on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Amazon Luna, and on PC, but only through the Epic Games Store or the official Ubisoft Store, meaning that the game won't be available on Steam, at least at launch. According to GameRant, Ubisoft has yet to clarify whether the title will be seen on Steam at a later date or not, so this might be an exclusive but potentially timed deal for Epic. Keeping it to the topic of the release of the game, it had been mentioned already and it has been confirmed that players will have the chance to play Mirage fully in Arabic, not just with subtitles but with full voiceover, with acclaimed Jordanian actor Iyad Nassar voicing Basim in Arabic, and the official Assassin's Creed AR accounts even shared a video presenting the actor to fans. With the release of the recent gameplay trailer, we also got some news concerning the various editions of the game. We know Mirage will release in its standard edition, that's the game only, the deluxe edition, which we're going to discuss a bit more later, the collector's edition, which contains the deluxe edition plus some additional collectibles, but is also currently sold out, and, newly announced, there is also a so-called launch edition available at specific retailers. The launch edition contains the standard edition of the game, the 40 Thieves additional quest, a little case to contain the game, 3 lithographies, and a map of Baghdad, which we're going to discuss later too. Now, curiously enough, at least based on the promotional pictures, the lithographies seem to be different for different launch editions, or there are just some early versions of these promotional pictures floating around when they shouldn't have. So here in the Italian launch edition we can see 3 lithographies corresponding to 3 new pieces of concept art for Mirage, including this amazing concept of a red smoke bomb exploding with a hidden one so very similar to Altair emerging from it to kill a guard, while this other version of the launch edition, the French one, does seem to contain a more updated version of the lithographies and concepts, and especially a more recent and more aligned version of the red smoke bomb concept featuring Basim emerging from it and about to kill a guard that is much more similar to the ones from the gameplay trailer. And speaking of Mirage artwork, we can see even more of those at the end of the recently released deluxe edition trailer, including this one placed on the cover of the soundtrack, including in the deluxe edition itself, which also appeared in the recently released character reference guide. While we're at it, several fans on our Discord server have mentioned how the description of the deluxe edition of Assassin's Creed Mirage seems to be including more content than the same edition on other stores. In fact, most online stores and the description of the deluxe edition trailer too mention that this specific edition will include a 78 pages digital artbook, a digital selected game soundtrack, and a Prince of Persia inspired pack, which includes an eagle, a horse, the sand outfit, the desert sands dye for Basim's Initiate of Alamut outfit, a hourglass item which is described as a talisman on the Ubisoft store, indicating another type of equipment we might find in the inventory, and a sword and a dagger. And this, like I said, is pretty much what you can find on most stores. The PlayStation Store, though, within specific pages, is also listing, in addition to all that, a so-called Mentor Pack and even 3 more additional cosmetic packs, making it basically 5 cosmetic packs contained in the deluxe edition of Mirage, or at least the one available on the PlayStation Store. I guess we'll see if that was just an error on Sony's side, or if that content is truly included in the PlayStation version of the deluxe edition. Moving on to some more tangible in-game elements, there are some more details from Mirage's gameplay trailer that we didn't highlight in our recent trailer breakdown. For example, cloth physics. This is one of the visual elements that solidify the assassin fantasy, the idea of a nimble but deadly assassin that transpires even from the outfit, and it's a coveted element by the fans too, so it's nice to see that Basim's Master Assassin outfit moves so much better compared to how Eivor's cloaks did, at least when Valhalla released. As reported by AC Videos, the trailer also shows the presence of the classic hiding spots on roofs, which had already been mentioned by devs in their interviews in September of last year. Another very interesting element that we did not highlight in our gameplay trailer breakdown, and kudos once again to AC Videos for reporting this, is the appearance of a wanted poster that is going to be part of the notoriety system of the game, much as it did in the original Ezio games. In it, you can see a drawing of Basim, you can see his white and blue outfit with his hood on, and I wonder if the poster is going to change when he shifts to the Master Assassin 1. Moreover, recently our friend AssassinZM also took to Twitter to translate the Arabic text that can be seen on the poster, which says "Wanted Murderer" or maybe "Assassin" to be brought to justice. And finally, while keeping to the theme of stealth, recently the Assassin's Creed social media accounts have also shared this screenshot, which portrays some guards harassing a villager while also being hostile to the others who are trying to help, of course with our main character hidden in the crowd trying to right the wrong. This actually seems to be pointing towards the return of the Save Citizen missions, which were brief missions from Assassin's Creed 1 and the Ezio games, where our main characters had to save various citizens from the mockery or harassment of guards who accused them of something they didn't do. So this is likely another tiny nod to the classic Assassin's Creed games that we're going to see in Mirage. The promotional pictures for the launch edition of Mirage, though, can also help quite a lot with trying to understand the extension of the map of the game. In fact, as it was announced back in September, the game's main map, not counting the separated Alamut map, will mainly feature Baghdad, but it will also contain some wilderness around it, and we can see some of that wilderness, mostly made up of desert, in the deluxe edition trailer. Try and focus on the background to have a look. I know it can be difficult with half-naked Basim in the foreground, but still. Baghdad itself instead will feature 4 districts. The Round City, which is going to be located at the center of Baghdad and is going to be the rich district housing the Caliphal Palace, a Science and Knowledge district that will feature the House of Wisdom, described by creative director Stéphane Boudon as the biggest library of that time, a district dedicated to trading, which will apparently be all about commercial connections from all over the world, a sub-district dedicated to military defense called Sharqiya, and finally Kark, the industrial district featuring the bazaar, for which we can actually see a concept which was shown in the deluxe edition trailer. Through the promotional pictures of the launch edition, and as suggested by Kalman in the comments of our tweets, we also got to know that the map will feature at least 2 main additional locations along with Baghdad, that is Anbar and Dur Gurigalzo. Anbar, or Al-Anbar, was an ancient city in Iraq which for a time became the capital of the Abbasid Caliphate until the founding of Baghdad in 762, after which it still kept being a prosperous city until its decline after the 10th century. Dur Gurigalzu was also a city, a much more ancient one compared to Anbar, located very close to Baghdad to the west of the city center. Dur Gurigalzu was founded in the 14th century BCE and was abandoned in the 12th century BCE, and the site is famous because the city contained a ziggurat and several temples dedicated to the Mesopotamian gods, as well as a royal palace which covered 420,000 square meters. The ziggurat, named the Ziggurat of Agar Guf, especially has been a recognizable ancient monument for centuries, and it still is now, so being it a very ancient monument dedicated to the Mesopotamian gods, I'd say we can bank on having some kind of first civilization vault or artifact located in there. Based on these 2 locations, the picture of the map, and the desert-like area we saw in the deluxe edition trailer, and without going into rumors or leaks, we can have a better idea of the map that might appear within the game, especially for what concerns the area surrounding Baghdad. As you can see, bit by bit we are slowly gathering more and more information to have a better idea about how Mirage is going to be, but there is much more to glean from the recent gameplay trailer, for which we have created a dedicated breakdown of all the details you might have missed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our next video.